Gentlemen, what would happen if I told you that constant pressure in your lower abdomen, those sleepless nights running to the washroom over and over again, and that gradual loss of energy aren't just an inevitable part of getting older? What if I revealed to you that there's a natural, simple food that can start reducing an enlarged prostate in as little as 18 hours? I'm not talking about another prescription or some risky procedure, but something you can find at any grocery store here in Canada, something you've probably enjoyed for years without knowing it has the power to change your daily life. My name is Dr. Emily Carson, and for over 15 years as a specialist in urology and men's health, I've seen thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s reclaim their freedom, their comfort, and their vitality. They've achieved this not by adding more pills to their medicine cabinet, but by making small strategic changes that allow the body to heal itself. What still surprises many of my patients is that these fruits don't just work on the prostate, they also benefit the heart, brain, and circulation. They calm inflammation, restore healthy flow, and support the strength every man deserves to maintain. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 powerful fruits that can protect and restore your prostate, including one I've seen work in less than a day. Stick with me because how you consume them matters just as much as which ones you choose. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any prostate health tips designed especially for men like you. And when you've heard what I have to share today, write 1 in the comments if it helped you or 0 if you think I can improve it for you. Let's start with berries, those antioxidant guardians that remind me of mornings at my grandmother's cottage up in Muskoka. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries aren't just healthy snacks. They're powerful protectors that silently defend the body from the slow, damaging effects of inflammation and oxidative stress. Your prostate is under constant attack from free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and fuel chronic inflammation. What makes berries unique is their dense concentration of antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins and polyphenols, which neutralize these free radicals before they can do harm. Each berry brings something special to the table. Blueberries, with their deep blue color, are rich in anthocyanins that improve nitric oxide production, enhancing circulation to the pelvic region. Strawberries contain ellagic acid that helps regulate abnormal cell growth. Raspberries are loaded with ketones known for their anti-inflammatory effects, and blackberries provide tannins that strengthen the connective tissue of the pelvic floor. I remember a patient named William, 72 years old, who came in frustrated by constant urgency and fatigue. I suggested something simple. Start each morning with a handful of mixed berries. 2 weeks later, he came back with a smile I hadn't seen before. The urgency had decreased, his mind felt clearer, and his energy had improved. Here's exactly what I told William to do, and what I'm telling you. Take about 150 grams of mixed berries. That's roughly 1 cup, first thing in the morning. You can eat them fresh, add them to your oatmeal, or blend them into a smoothie. The key is consistency, every single morning for at least 2 weeks. If fresh berries are too expensive during our long Canadian winters, frozen ones work just as well, and they're often more affordable at places like No Frills or Costco. Now let's talk about citrus fruits, that anti-inflammatory kickstart we all know and love. When I think of citrus fruits, I remember the bright aroma of a freshly peeled orange on a cold Toronto morning, or the clean, sharp taste of lemon in a glass of water. Citrus fruits like lemons, oranges, and grapefruits are packed with compounds called bioflavonoids, particularly hesperidin and naringin, which are plant antioxidants that do something remarkable inside your body. They combat oxidative stress in the delicate tissue of the prostate. Vitamin C isn't just for colds, eh? In men over 60, it supports collagen production in blood vessels, keeping them flexible and healthy. This matters because when blood vessels lose flexibility, they create more resistance and pressure in the pelvic area, pressing against the prostate and worsening symptoms. The beauty of citrus is how accessible it is. Every grocery store from Vancouver to Halifax carries them year-round. Here's your action plan for citrus. Start your day by squeezing half a fresh lemon into a glass of warm water. Drink it about 20 minutes before breakfast. This helps kickstart your digestion and delivers that vitamin C when your body can absorb it best. Then have one whole orange or half a grapefruit with your breakfast. If you're on any medications, especially blood pressure meds, check with your doctor about grapefruit, as it can interact with some prescriptions. That's about 200 milligrams of vitamin C daily, which is what you're aiming for. Folks, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Write in the comments your city or province so I can say hello personally, because our channel reaches so many beautiful places across this great country, and it excites me to connect with our community from coast to coast. The Kiwi has always fascinated me. It's like discovering hidden treasure when you cut through that fuzzy brown skin to reveal the brilliant green flesh inside. For years, I thought of kiwi, like most people do, as a sweet and tangy addition to fruit salads. But in my practice, I've come to see it as so much more than a dessert. It's one of the most underestimated therapeutic foods for men's health. I remember one patient in particular, Charlie, a retired firefighter from Calgary, 71 years old, who came in frustrated and exhausted. The constant urge to urinate, weak flow, and pelvic pressure had turned simple pleasures like fishing trips with his grandson into exhausting ordeals. Kiwi is packed with vitamin C, more than an orange actually, which acts as a shield against oxidative stress in prostate tissue. But vitamin C doesn't work alone here. Kiwi also provides vitamin E, potassium, and polyphenols. One of kiwi's most unique gifts is an enzyme called actinidin, which helps break down proteins more efficiently, reducing the buildup of gut-derived toxins and easing the body's inflammatory burden. Studies on kiwi consumption show reductions in C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, two key inflammatory markers linked to prostate inflammation. Here's what I told Charlie, and what I'm telling you. Eat 2 medium kiwis every single day. You can have them in the morning with your berries, or save them for an afternoon snack. Don't peel them if you can handle it. The skin is edible and contains extra fiber and antioxidants. Just wash them well. 2 kiwis give you about 150 milligrams of vitamin C, plus all those other beneficial compounds. Charlie saw improvement in about 3 weeks. His nighttime trips to the bathroom went from 5 times to 2 or 3. Now, I want to ask you something important. What concerns you more? The nighttime interruptions to the washroom or the loss of energy during the day? Write 1 if it's the first or 2 if it's the second, because your answer helps me create more specific content for the real needs of our community. Cherries have a way of evoking nostalgia, don't they? I think of warm summer evenings, a bowl of fresh cherries on the table at the family cottage, and that deep red juice staining your fingertips. But beneath that sweet memory lies a fruit with impressive healing potential for the prostate. I'll never forget Hector, a retired engineer from Ottawa, 74 years old, who came to my office looking completely exhausted. He told me he hadn't slept more than 2 hours straight in years. Every night was the same: get up to the bathroom, go back to bed, fall asleep, then wake up again with that annoying urgency. What makes cherries so remarkable is their rich supply of anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep ruby color. These compounds are potent anti-inflammatories and have a specific talent for targeting the COX-2 enzyme, one of the body's main drivers of inflammation. By naturally reducing COX-2 activity, cherries help ease that swelling, opening up the urinary channel and improving flow. Cherries are also one of the few natural sources of melatonin precursors that help regulate the sleep-wake cycle. This is huge for men dealing with nocturia, that medical term, for getting up multiple times at night to pee. Within 3 weeks of adding a small glass of tart cherry juice to his morning routine, Hector went down to 1 or 2 bathroom visits per night instead of 5. Here's your specific cherry protocol. Get yourself some tart cherry juice, not the sweet kind, but the tart Montmorency variety. You can find it at most health food stores, or even at Loblaws and Sobeys now. Drink about 250 milliliters, that's 1 cup, in the morning with breakfast. If you prefer fresh or frozen cherries, eat about 200 grams daily, that's roughly 2 cups. The tart varieties have higher concentrations of those beneficial compounds than sweet cherries. Yes, they're more expensive, running about $15 to $20 for a bottle of concentrate, but 1 bottle lasts about 2 weeks if you dilute it properly. Finally, we arrive at watermelon. that lycopene leader that I consider nature's fastest acting natural ally for the prostate. There's something almost childlike about biting into a slice of ripe watermelon on a hot summer day here in Canada. But what most men over 60 don't realize is that watermelon isn't just a refreshing treat. For the prostate, it's one of the most powerful natural healers you can put on your plate. I've seen it work faster than almost anything else in my 15 years of practice, sometimes bringing relief in less than a single day. The secret lies in a compound called lycopene, the pigment that gives watermelon its vibrant red color. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant with a special affinity for the prostate. When it enters your system, it helps calm the chronic inflammation that keeps the glands swollen and irritated. One patient who will always stand out for me is Robert, a retired pilot from Winnipeg, 68 years old, who came in after years of dealing with frequent urination, weak flow, and the constant anxiety of wondering where the nearest washroom was. I suggested something he didn't expect. Start each morning with a bowl of fresh watermelon combined with a small handful of almonds. In 2 days, he called me excited, saying, "Doctor, I don't know if it's in my head, but last night I only got up once." By the end of the week, he was sleeping through the night more often than not. Part of watermelon's magic is its combination of lycopene and hydration. Being more than 90% water, it gently flushes the urinary tract, helping to eliminate irritants without overloading the kidneys. Another reason watermelon works so well is bioavailability, the body's ability to absorb and use a nutrient. The lycopene in watermelon is already in a form your body can process efficiently when eaten raw, and when you combine it with a healthy fat like nuts, seeds, or a drizzle of olive oil, you can triple its absorption. Here's your watermelon protocol. Eat about 300 to 400 grams of fresh watermelon every morning. That's roughly 2 to 3 cups of cubed melon. Have it with about 30 grams of raw almonds or walnuts. That's about a small handful. The healthy fats in the nuts help your body absorb the lycopene much better. During summer, when watermelon is cheap and abundant at farmers' markets across Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia, this is easy and affordable. In winter, you might need to rely more on the other fruits I've mentioned, as watermelon can get pricey and isn't always as flavorful. Gentlemen, we've covered 5 of nature's most powerful allies for your prostate. Berries to protect your cells like a fortress. Citrus fruits to kickstart circulation and fight inflammation. Kiwi to flood your body with antioxidants and calm from within. Cherries to restore nighttime rest and steady flow. And watermelon to deliver fast, targeted relief with hydration and lycopene. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find remedies. They're simple, familiar fruits sitting in your grocery store right now, waiting to change how you feel. Over my decade and a half of practice, I've seen men who believe their best days were behind them, men worn down by fatigue, nighttime interruptions, and the silent frustration of living with an inflamed prostate, turn things completely around. And more often than not, the turning point came from small, consistent changes, not dramatic medical interventions. Let me give you a practical weekly plan to get started. Monday through Sunday, here's what your fruit routine should look like. Every morning, start with 1 cup of mixed berries and 2 kiwis. Have them with your breakfast or in a smoothie. About 20 minutes before breakfast, drink your lemon water, half a lemon squeezed into warm water. Mid-morning snack, have an orange or half a grapefruit. With lunch, eat 2 to 3 cups of watermelon with a handful of almonds or walnuts. Every morning, drink your cup of tart cherry juice, or if you're using fresh cherries, have 2 cups throughout the day. That's your daily protocol, and I know it might seem like a lot of fruit, but remember, these aren't just snacks. They're medicine. You're giving your body exactly what it needs to heal itself. Within 1 week, most of my patients notice they're getting up less at night. Within 2 weeks, they report better energy during the day. By week 3 or 4, the improvements become really noticeable, better flow, less urgency, more comfort. Now, I need to address something important. If you're on medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin, or if you have diabetes, talk to your doctor before making major changes to your fruit intake. Grapefruit can interact with certain medications, and if you're watching your blood sugar, you'll want to monitor how these fruits affect your levels. Most men do fine, but it's always better to check, especially if you're dealing with other health conditions. For those of you asking about cranberries, Yes, they can help too, especially for urinary tract health. They work similarly to berries but are often consumed as juice. If you're going that route, make sure it's unsweetened cranberry juice, not the sugar-loaded cocktail versions. Same goes for pomegranate, another excellent fruit for prostate health, though it didn't make my top 5 simply because the others I've mentioned are more accessible and affordable here in Canada. One common question I get is, can I just take supplements instead? Listen, while lycopene supplements, vitamin C pills, and berry extracts exist, they're not the same as eating the whole fruit. The whole fruit contains fiber, water, and dozens of other beneficial compounds that work together in ways we don't fully understand yet. Supplements have their place, sure, but food first, always. Plus, there's something satisfying about eating real food, about taking charge of your health in such a tangible way. Another question, what if I don't like some of these fruits? That's fine, focus on the ones you do enjoy. If you hate kiwi, double down on berries and cherries. If citrus bothers your stomach, get your vitamin C from kiwi and berries instead. The key is consistency with whatever you choose. Don't try to be perfect, just try to be consistent. Your body isn't broken and it hasn't given up on you. Those symptoms you've been living with aren't a life sentence, they're signals asking for the right kind of support. So here's my challenge for you. Start tomorrow. Choose one of these fruits, make it part of your morning, and commit to it for 1 week. Notice the changes, let them build. Your strongest chapter is waiting, and it can begin with the simplest choice you'll make all day. The choice to give your body what it's been needing all this time. If this video has helped you, give it a thumbs up so the algorithm knows this content is valuable, and more men can find this vital information. Share this video with any friend or family member who could benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more prostate health tips designed especially for men over 60. Remember, your health deserves this attention, and small changes can create big transformations in your quality of life. Take care of yourselves out there, and I'll see you in the next video.